In wake of Terra collapse, South Korea plans new crypto oversight committee. The rise and fall of the Terra ecosystem have had major consequences all over the world, but its birthplace of South Korea was perhaps the most affected. The ruling party in South Korea has announced that it will launch a new digital asset committee in early June in response to signs that Terraform Labs co-founder Do Kwon is facing legal trouble in the country. This news was reported by the local news outlet News Pim. The report states that the committee will serve as a watchdog over the crypto industry and will be responsible for policy preparation and supervision. This will continue until the Framework Act for Digital Assets is enacted and a formal government entity is established to manage digital assets. The committee is an expansion and reorganization of an existing body overseeing virtual assets and is expected to enhance policy effectiveness by streamlining the government's oversight efforts on crypto. The new committee will help the government to better understand and regulate the crypto industry, which will in turn help to protect consumers and investors. Hwang Seok-jin, a professor at Dungok University and a member of the Special Committee on Virtual Assets, has suggested that a ministry should be established in order to protect digital asset investors at the same level as stock investors. The professor also compared the country's daily cryptocurrency trading volume to that of the KOSDAQ stock exchange and suggested that the cryptocurrency industry should be treated in a similar way as traditional equities. So there you have that update. Up next here, we have BNB Chain releases year-long technical roadmap to develop ecosystem. BNB Chain has revealed a new technical roadmap with a goal of bolstering the network's decentralized architecture, sidechain support, and potential for developer-built decentralized applications. With these enhancements, the network will be able to provide better performance and efficiency for users. The most recent iteration of the Most Valuable Builder Incubation Program was revealed at the BNB Chain Revelation Summit for aspiring Web3 software engineers. The document also unveiled the latest details of the program. In February, Binance Chain and Binance Smart Chain were merged to form BNB Chain, a multi-chain infrastructure layer supporting the new ecosystem, as well as BNB governance mechanisms. Some of the notable developments in the roadmap include the introduction of BNB application sidechains with MetaApes and Metaverse World, nearly doubling the number of decentralized validators to 41 via the BEP 131 proposal, and successively enhancing the block gas capacity of the BNB Smart Chain to 200 million in Q3 to improve cost and speed efficiencies, among others. Yuri Ferruccio, executive director of the BNB Foundation, shared his assessment of how the implementation of the roadmap can support the growth of the BNB chain ecosystem. Yuri Ferruccio discussed the significance of recent technological advancements, explaining that they will bring substantial changes for both the developer community and end users. The emphasis will be on innovation, sustainability, strengthening the governance mechanism of BNB Chain, and investing heavily in security. So if you're into Binance BNB Chain, definitely something good for you to take note of. And up next here, Philippines to explore blockchain use cases launches training program. The Philippine government has launched a training program for researchers in the government's Department of Science and Technology, DOST, to explore blockchain technology use cases. Enrico Peringit, a DOST official, reportedly said that the goal of the training is to explore how blockchain could potentially be used in areas like healthcare, financial support, and emergency aid. Peringit noted that the department is also taking a look at how blockchain might be used in the issuance of passports and visas, trademark registration, and government records. I know there's a lot of talk about using blockchain in all of these different areas, including like voting. Healthcare has been a big one. So this is not anything new. While blockchain has become known for its cryptocurrency applications, the DOST official highlighted that the department's intention is to build non-cryptocurrency applications. Pairing It said that the aim is to produce blockchain development specialists that could support the government in various applications of the technology. This would allow for a greater range of use cases for blockchain technology and not be limited to cryptocurrency. The program received funding to cover the expenses for training information technology specialists and researchers. However, Pairing It highlighted that the lack of local blockchain experts has given the department difficulties. Secretary of Science and Technology Fortunato de la Peña stated that blockchain is an opportunity emerging technology and the country needs to further develop it. In April, PayMaya, a digital payment provider based in the Philippines, launched a crypto trading feature within its application. The app, which is often used by Filipinos for online shopping or transferring money locally, has listed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other prominent cryptos for trading with the Philippine pesos. In the same month, the firm behind PayMaya, Voyager Innovations, became valued at over $1 billion after receiving funds to develop the recently added crypto offerings of its digital payments app. The company recognizes that there is great potential in serving the local population in the Philippines when it comes to digital finance. So that's big news if you're located in the Philippines or know anyone, anyone located there. I think something, blockchain is going to be huge. It's going to help, innovation in a lot of different areas. But I think, more people can get into crypto, the better. Up next here, Singapore to explore digital asset tokenization on public chains. The Monetary Authority of Singapore has announced the launch of Project Guardian, a blockchain-based digital assets trial that will use tokenization. The project will include regulated financial institutions serving as trust anchors, with a pilot involving JP Morgan, DBS Bank, and MarketNode, the SGX joint venture for bonds. Heng Swee Keat, Deputy Prime Minister and Coordinating Minister for Economic Policies, announced the Project Guardian initiative at the Asia Tech in Singapore Summit on Tuesday. The initiative will explore decentralized finance applications in wholesale funding markets by establishing a liquidity pool of tokenized bonds and deposits to execute borrowing and lending on a public blockchain-based network. Project Guardian will serve as a basis for informing policy markets on the regulatory guardrails that are required to utilize DeFi, while also mitigating its hazards, according to MAS Chief FinTech Officer Dr. Sopendu Mohanty. Both DBS and JP Morgan have experience in developing digital assets and blockchain technology in their wholesale banking operations. DBS launched an $11 million digital bond in a security token offering last year. JP Morgan's Onyx Digital Assets Network has completed over $300 billion of transactions since it was set up in 2020. DBS Bank has been involved in the cryptocurrency industry for a number of years, establishing its own institutional-grade cryptocurrency exchange in December 2020. The firm has been steadily increasing the range of digital asset services supported by the exchange, with the crypto trust solution debuting in May 2021. The MAS has taken the lead in exploring the future of finance with DeFi protocols and is one of the few major regulators to do so. If it succeeds, it could help Singapore cement its position as a global financial center. Up next here, more about crypto in Africa. Binance to launch Africa Crypto Awareness Tour as adoption ramps up. The accelerating adoption of digital assets in Africa has seen a 1,200% increase in received crypto volume between 2020 and 2021. This growing market has attracted the attention of multiple companies and organizations looking to take part. The Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Awareness Tour, BCAT, is an ongoing awareness campaign powered by Binance that is spreading knowledge and trying to cultivate a strong crypto community in Africa. By reaching out to university students, mostly in Southeast Nigeria, the campaign hopes to increase crypto adoption among Nigerian youth, the predominant age group in the country. The tour is set to take place in June. I think this is a really good idea. Getting more and more people on board, informing them more of crypto, I think will help the rollout of crypto here go a lot smoother. The tour will make stops in Nigeria, Uganda, Ghana, and Cameroon, with the main event taking place on June 4th at the Ahmadiyya Event Center in Enugu, Nigeria. Binance first launched the BCAT Tour in 2019 with a focus on educating Nigerians about play to earn, the metaverse, and non-fungible tokens. This year, the tour has expanded to reach over 60,000 people. The event will continue to focus on these concepts and how they can change the way people interact with the digital world. As the smallest crypto economy in the world in terms of market penetration, Africa is nevertheless adopting digital assets at a faster rate than other regions, as locals look for alternatives to the region's weak financial infrastructure and lack of payment on-ramps. Remittances, peer-to-peer payments, and savings have emerged as major adoption drivers to local residents, according to data from Chainalysis. Similar to Argentina, many people in Africa see Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as an escape from government policies and inflation. BCAT Africa 2022 is working to provide a space for common crypto conversation, especially in a place where most central banks have either forbidden or strictly regulated cryptocurrencies. This has driven many Africans to peer-to-peer systems, which have grown in popularity. Yeah, governments aren't going to like it if the people, the residents of their countries, right, are trying to find a different currency than the one they have established. Of course they won't. So hopefully this goes well and that they're able to actually get and utilize crypto. And last but not least here, Fed paper looks at the potential effects of CBDC on monetary policy. The Federal Reserve recently published a study on the possible effects of a retail central bank digital currency on U.S. monetary policy implementation. The study provides a stylized balance sheet analysis of how a retail CBDC might affect the implementation of monetary policy in the United States. The paper examined 4 potential scenarios to see how a retail central bank digital currency, or CBDC, could affect monetary policy from the perspectives of 3 different stakeholder groups: the Federal Reserve, commercial banks, and the United States households. In the first scenario, cash was exchanged for a CBDC, which affected the categorization of assets at the Fed and in the household involved. However, this had no effect on policy implementation. The next 3 scenarios showed a cascading effect that began when individuals withdrew CBDCs from a commercial bank after depositing it as cash. Assuming that banks' demand for reserves remained fixed, the scenarios then go on to discuss how commercial banks would react to a reduction in cash reserves resulting from CBDC withdrawals. If those withdrawals led to a shortfall in reserves, banks would have the choices of offloading certain securities or loans to build up their cash holdings again, or of increasing deposits by offering more attractive terms on their products. That, in turn, could lead to higher short-term interest rates and reduced demand for CBDC by holding deposits in banks for longer periods of time. If interest rates rise too rapidly, the Federal Reserve could use the discount window and standing repo facility to help moderate rates. If those methods don't work, the next step would be reserve management purchases. This document discusses those technical operations in detail. The authors of the paper argue that the potential effects of a retail central bank digital currency on monetary policy implementation are highly dependent on the initial conditions of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. They also suggest that the Fed could use existing tools to manage the impact of retail CBDC on monetary policy implementation. The paper is one of many signs of the increasing interest in CBDCs in the US and other countries. So I think the fact that they're even testing this is a good thing. CBDCs have a lot of pros and cons. You know, there's a controversy around them because still the bank, or the country, I should say, is still owning them. But, you know, I think this is a good move for crypto. It seems like they're trying to test things out, see how it'll work. That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment on what you want to see in a future video, and we'll see you next time.